Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be teaching y'all asses how to play a game called Cjlyrijn, which I pulled directly out of my ass for the GDRP. Now, what we're looking at here is the basic setup for the beginning of the game. Now, everybody starts with 10 pieces. I just chose to go with white and black. They could really be any two different colors, so long as they were visually different colors. You could theoretically place them anywhere on this top or bottom row, whichever side you're starting on, if you're starting left to right. Either way, just as long as you're at opposite ends of the board and your pieces are only on that one back line, you're good. But I just chose to put them in the corners here because I felt that would make it a little bit more interesting. I'm playing, quote-unquote, with myself, just so I can show you guys how to play. I don't even know really why I'm doing this, just because I thought it would be fun. This is probably going to end up being a really long series, because I can only record 10 minutes at a time with the free version of Bandicam, which should appear right up here. So yeah. Also, what the fuck was I going to say? Well, okay. Assuming I wasn't going to say anything, let's begin. So, as I said, everybody starts with... Oh, that's what I was going to say. I'm playing this with Paint.net, which is a program I use, which is kind of like Photoshop, but not overly complicated, and it's free. And I highly recommend it. So, as I said, everybody starts with 10 pieces on either end of a board, which is 19 by 19, and I made sure that my board is indeed 19 by 19. On their turn, a player may move one piece up to 2 squares in any of the 8 available directions in a straight line. So I am going to start as the black, and I'm going to move my piece 2 spaces this way. And that'll end my turn right there. I actually have to use the deselect button. There needs to be a hotkey for that. But anyway, so what we're looking at here is I've just captured some territory. Now, the way I can see that is the goal of the game is to capture as much territory on the board as possible. Territory is defined as the amount of space between any 4 allied pieces without any enemy pieces between them. Now, since I'm not actually making a square here, all I can determine is by this triangle. So, in the straightest line that I can draw, which I'll actually do that, I'll make a new layer, and that will help us determine what we're looking at in terms of territory. And I'll make that line bright red. There we go. So, from the corner of one square that I own to the corner of another, I really wish I could actually just draw a straight line, but I'm awful at art. Jeez, I am really bad at art. Oh my god. Okay, well, let's call that close enough. Every square that I own more than 50% of, I have captured in this area. So we'll get rid of that for now. And now it is their turn. The white guy's turn. And we'll move this guy 2 spaces forward here. Which is actually really stupid because he could have captured a buttload of territory by moving this guy in the same way that I did. But he didn't, because we're assuming the white guy is a dumbass. Now, I'll move this guy in much the same fashion, except I'll go this way. Oh, why am I carrying that? Okay. Well, anyway. There we go. And so, now I've got this nice little trapezoid right here. And, so I got a nice batch of territory right here. Now this guy is not the brightest in the bunch, and I'm actually going to demonstrate a little thing for you right here. Let's make sure that's a little bit centralized. Now, you might be thinking, oh, they have all this now, all this big ol' square. No, they do not. It's the way you would determine it really would be if you can't do 4. So like I can do a nice little trapezoid right here, This guy can't really do that, because you're going through a ton of pieces. What you're actually looking at is... Not even going to bother with the real lines. That. Which is opposed to that. See what I'm getting at here? Or if they were a dumbass, they could just say, oh, I have this much. But they would be wrong. So yes. Whoops. Oh god. So yes, this is what we're looking at on their end. So it is my turn again. So I'm going to move this guy, which is actually a really stupid move. 2 spaces this way. Now what I've actually done here is, I'm not going to bother doing the actual math, because this is just a quick tutorial. I probably just reduced the amount of territory I have, because now I'm drawing the line like this, instead of like that. So now for territory, I have this shape, and I also have this shape, which is really the same general thing, but still, you just want to make sure you get that kind of stuff covered. You know what I'm saying? All right, now it is their turn, so I'm gonna move this guy. Boop. Right there. Why not? So now this guy on that layer and with this brush has this as well as this. See what we're doing here? Alright, good deal. Now, again, that was probably a really stupid move because this thing is closer than this thing and you can't pass through like that. So they just reduced the amount of territory they were controlling pretty considerably. But we'll see in a minute how that will actually turn out in their favor. This is a game of risk. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm actually gonna do this one. Whoops. Oh dear. I chose the wrong thingy. Yes, there we go. What I meant to move is the... Oh, that's why I'm in the wrong layer. That would explain a lot. Okay, so I'm going to move this piece forward. There we go. Now, we're looking at... Wow, geez. Oh, it's because I didn't deselect. Now I have this and this. Now, you could also say I have this, but I'm not going to do that. Just for simplicity's sake. Similarly, you could say I have this, but again, I'm not going to. Now, what I was getting at earlier was that this guy just reduced the amount of territory he had by a lot by putting this guy here. Now, if he goes over here, let's see what happens. Now he has that much. And... Bazam! Look at all that he just captured right there. Now you might be wondering, with a board this big, why not just move only one piece, like I've been doing, or just only a few pieces? Why bother moving all your pieces? Well, that is because, and I only have 1 minute left, so I guess I'll just make the move, and then I'll explain next video how to do that other thing that I was about to describe. So I'll just end this right here.